irritations are these factors, irritations are these reasons for which you are about to carry on a research project, for which you choose that particular topic. Today we want to have a quick look on statement of the problem. Statement of the problem when it concerns research level 200, level 300 or level 400 students, most of the times we have a lot of problems concerning statement of the problem, which number one is many students do not have an irritations, or many students do not know how to coin their irritations, or do not even understand the basis or the importance of their irritations in the statement of the problem. And two, even after successfully getting a perfect statement of the problem, many students do not know how to coin their statement of the problem, how the statement of the problem is supposed to look like. And three, many students do not know where they are supposed to fit in their statement of the problem. So, to the beginning of this class, we are going to have examples of some topics and to pick on perfect statement of the problem for those topics, and we are going to see how the statement of the problem is supposed to be coined, and ending up with how and where we have to put our irritation in the statement of the problem. We know that when it comes to research project, chapter 1 is the background, and you just basically giving information that you have collected on net. So most often we put it copy and paste. But then when it comes to chapter 2, we are now going to start seeing part of your irritation. We are now going to see what prompted you to doing that research proposal. We are now going to see what are your motivations and what made you choose this particular topic for yourself. If you are new on my channel, I'm Nurse Aisha. Please do well to like the video if you find it interesting. Subscribe if you're just coming into this channel, and leave a comment and tell us how we can do in order to uplift or to continue making this video. And if you're my returning subscriber, I want to say a very big thank you. I hope that you learn one or two things while being here. To continue with the statement of the problem, how do we get our irritations? What are the irritations all about? Irritations are these factors, irritations are these reasons for which you are about to carry on a research project, for which you choose that particular topic. Nobody should be able to give you a research topic, or nobody should be able to impose on you on which research topic you are supposed to do. But your irritations, the reason for which you want to carry on a specific project, should be the reason why you are doing that project. Your research is all about, you have situated a problem. So the irritation is this problem that you have seen in the healthcare setting. Is this problem that you have seen in your community? Is this problem that you have seen with the youth? Is this problem that you've seen in school? Is this problem that you have seen because of women, children, or old people, that you think that you want to contribute a particular factor that might help in solving the problem? So that is your irritation. Which problem do you have? Which problem have you seen in the healthcare setting? Let's take, for example, you want to write upon counseling women on accepting cesarean section, because in the setting of where you carry on your internship, you realize that many women refuse cesarean section, and because of this, they turn to undergo prolonged labor. Some lose their life, some getting to do push or force push and ending up having maybe multiple tears. And because of this, some lose their lives as well as the baby, or end up going into CS when it's already late. So you want to see how you can put in strategies. You want to see how these women can be convinced how these women can come into the acceptance of accepting cesarean section in that particular clinic. If this is your worry, then you want to see what you can do in solving this problem, you have a research topic, because you have a worry. Your worry is valid. Your worry will save life. Your worry will save the healthcare system. Your worry will save the community. Your worry will lead to progress of life and extending life of both the mother and of the child. Okay, let's say you want to talk on sex education to teenagers, maybe age 14 to 19, in a particular community or in a particular school. This will impact the youth in order to prevent premarital sex. And your irritations for this sex education, if you have irritations like teenagers get pregnant, many teenagers are getting pregnant in a particular community or in your quarter. Two, many teenagers try to commit abortion, and because of that they die within the process. Some lose their womb within the process. Others put to bed and throw the children in dustbins or gutters, which we experience that every day, not just in Cameroon, everywhere, both in Cameroon, out of the country, in European countries or in America. There are people they are teenagers who keep throwing babies on the roadside because they are unable to cater for those children. If you're giving me irritations of STDs, many teenagers being infected with HIV and AIDS, chlamydia, syphilis, and you want to give health education in that community. You want to see how mothers are able to give health education to their children, because they are the first contacts and they should be the first people to offer sex education to their children. I'm telling you, your irritations are valid. If you have these irritations, if you have a worry, if you have a problem you're trying to solve, how do people who live in the house with smokers, how do they prevent themselves from getting this smoke? Because if you think that smokers have high risk of having lung cancer or high risk of having liver problems, please, I just want you to know that those that are exposed to that cigar smoke have higher percentage than those that are smoking themselves. Because why those that smoke pop in and pop out that smoke, those that are beside them take everything in. You are having a valid irritation. If we want to go to number 2 to indicate where can this irritation be put on your statement of the problem, how do I coin my statement of the problem and where do my irritation fit in? That is when we are going to number 2. How do your statement of the problem, how does it has to be? We have 3 paragraphs for the statement of the problem, and your statement of the problem should be maximum 1.5 page. A4 paper. So what do we start with? We start with introduction. For the statement of the problem, you start with your introduction. After your introduction, you say globally. Now you are looking at this problem globally. You are looking at this problem, how this problem affects the world, how this problem affects Europe, America, Africa, Asia. Is sex education a problem that is being faced by every human being on planet Earth? What are the statistics? You look at the problem and you take statistics globally. When you finish on the introduction and globally, that is for the first paragraph. You now go to the second paragraph. The second paragraph will be talking about Africa. Now you are looking at the statistics in general in Africa. What is the rate of women that refuse cesarean section, and what is the mortality and the morbidity rate of those women? When you take these statistics globally, or let's say you're taking the statistics on sex education by parents in Africa, what is the statistics of women who do not give sex education in Africa, and how does these statistics affect the children? When you get these statistics in Africa, if you are taking a statistic, when you finish Africa, you now come to take your specific country as a continuation of Africa, because that is the second paragraph. Now, you say that in Nigeria, you will now look for a statistic that was carried on by another elite in Nigeria on the same topic, and what did they say? What were their findings? In Kenya, you now look for a statistics by another elite in Kenya. What was the statistics that they got after conducting their own study? When you have gotten these statistics, in my situation, it will be in Cameroon. So when I finish Africa, I should be looking at statistics in Cameroon, where another elite did the same study, and what were their conclusions. Now for the last paragraph, that is where our research starts. Because remember, for the background, you are just getting information from others and pasting from the net and pasting, and then statement of the problem when you start the introduction right up to where you getting data from other elites, you are simply copying and pasting. Now when you get the last paragraph, this is where you incorporate your own work. This is where your irritations come in. The irritations that you had already, the irritation that probably by now has been validated by your supervisors. If you did that internship in a community, and now you are going to be talking about the community because of sex education, how parents are supposed to give their children sex education, you take the irritations, the things that you have seen in that community. Women getting pregnant, children getting pregnant, giving birth to children that they cannot care for, children getting abortions and some dying within the process, and STDs, others getting STDs and HIV and AIDS. Now you take all this irritation and then you put it in your last paragraph. While you were in the doing community service in this particular community in Yaoundé, you notice the following. When you say you notice the following, you can put the rest in point form. Point number 1, you notice many children getting pregnant below age of 19. These are adolescents, they are getting pregnant. You notice that in the hospital, many adolescents came on, tested positive for STDs, HIV and AIDS. You notice that in this community, you guys have a rampant situation of picking children from dustbins or gutters. And now you are trying to find out what is going on in this community and how can you help the mothers in giving health education to their children. So with all these irritations that you have had, you will now put this irritation in your last paragraph, and you end it by saying that word. Hence, this prompted the researcher to carry on this particular research topic. Now you put in your research topic and you give a full stop. So if at all you've understood anything I've been saying from the beginning of the statement of the problem to this point, then we are going to be having, this is just the introduction of our class that we are going to be having on Tuesday on statement of the problem. So you take this information, you try to analyze your work and try to see if you have managed to come out with how the presentation of the statement of the problem should be. And on Tuesday, from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock, we are going to see how we are going to meet individuals' problem and how we can solve that problem together. As I say again, my name is Nurse Aisha. If you're here for your first time, please like, comment, subscribe, and leave a comment. And if you are a returning subscriber, I want to say thank you very much for coming back, and I wish that this information impact and help you in one way or the other. Thank you.